Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the TransNation eSports US regional coverage here, Sunday, 7 o'clock, and it is raining here in Silverstone. I am Stu, joined this evening by the one and only Michael Garone Jr. Mike, how's it going today?
It's going pretty good for me. I'm sure these guys aren't too happy with what they've seen. Yeah, Easter Sunday. Anybody watching, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter. Um, I know I enjoyed my Easter dinner a couple hours ago. Hope everybody did as well. Yes, Stu, we were just about 30 seconds ago talking about a good quali lap here. We could take that conversation and throw it out the window because we got rain falling.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll dry up for the end of quali, but I don't know if I'd be counting on that. We'll see, though. We'll see. Nobody's coming out of the garage yet, and we're a minute into qualifying, so maybe it is gonna clear up, and these guys just. Oh no, somebody's coming out. I think it's Mr. Michael Poland, actually. He is. That Alfa Romeo has roared to life.
Gonna be the guinea pig.
Yeah. Well, I wonder wonder if we got anybody here telling us what the weather is gonna be. Yeah, nobody popping on the Discord to say anything. Thanks, guys. Maybe we'll get somebody in, but we do have a couple of drivers starting to make their way out of this pit road. An interesting pit road here, Mike. It's very low compared to track level, which I don't know if I entirely understand why. But rain ends in 10 minutes according to Jeff, so that should mean right at the end of this session it should dry up enough. For these guys, I'm kind of surprised that anybody's even going out for a lap right now. You're just kind of risking wrecking the car, but I guess if they want to get a lap in, then thank you to Carlos for relaying that information. Much appreciated, sir.
Yeah, was anything said about rain in the race?
No, I said clear race.
Okay, so yeah, I know sometimes if you have a mixed quali session but rain in the race, you'll go out and put in some laps in these conditions, get accustomed to them because you're going to have to get a good feel for it.
Yeah.
Obviously, these guys are going to be out with dry setups right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's why you're seeing the mixed bag.
True. About
No
half.
real need to go out right now other than to pass some time, I guess.
Yeah. Shout out to other drivers that hopped in and let us know the weather. Dirty Dawn popping in, saying no rain for the race. We got Anthony as well. Wet quali, dry race. So I appreciate it, all of you guys, for hopping in as Michael Poland's in the pits. Who do we got? It's a Williams, I think, that's going to lead us around to the start-finish line of Joseph, Klaus, Florida. So we'll watch along with him as he makes his way around here. This Silverstone.
As he's going for an excursion. Yep. I bet he's gonna crawl back to the pits and bring that thing right back in.
He didn't even lose any wing.
No, he didn't. He did a good job of not hitting the wall too hard, but that was a Code Brown moment for sure.
Yeah, that's a Code Brown moment. But we do find ourselves here in Silverstone for the British Grand Prix this week. Of course, one of the more historic tracks on the calendar. This is not the home Grand Prix, of course, for any of these drivers. This is just a Americas-based regional. But we do, of course, have a couple people popping into the chat, you know, regular viewers of the program, that this is indeed their home Grand Prix, as Joseph almost lost it coming out of, what was that, Cops. He's into Maggots and Beckett's now.
Oh, he's struggling through there as well. Yeah, it's gonna dry up. He might as well just bring it back in. Don't wreck the car.
It's still raining pretty good. It's, yeah, I kind of surprised, but yeah, here he comes into the pits. No surprise there. We do have 19 drivers on the grid tonight, despite it being Easter. Of course, a couple of reserves. Actually, more than a couple. I think we have 3 reserves with Danny Hernandez, Mr. Matthew Elia, and Jonathan Duncan, all joining us here. As Patrick goes fastest, a 136.3. Yeah.
I had a talk with Patrick last night, and he told me that he's getting more and more comfortable every week, and he's feeling more confident in his pace every time out. So I also put a little bit of pressure on him today in the Discord. So hopefully,
oh boy,
I didn't commit the commentator's curse before the stream even started, but I'm gonna be looking out for Patrick. Mainly because I don't want to embarrass myself and him at the same time. But also, it's, you know, we always like to see new faces, not different guys up at the top.
Yeah, I think this division here is very unique in the sense that, you know, we're at this point we've completed 10 races. So have we've completed 10 races so far this season?
I think this will be round 10.
Okay, let me double check. I thought it actually
checks the title.
Yeah, this is round 10. I thought I saw on the points that it was that we had completed round 10 in Austria, but maybe that was a mistake on. I think I might have changed that, so I might have messed that up. But maybe not. After round 9, no, I'm just dumb. Week off, but a week off. Wow! You had a feeling, you bastard, you.
No, I said I know the feeling.
Oh, I said I had a feeling. It's like, jeez.
No.
But speaking of
slander you like that on stream.
On stream, yeah, that's the key thing there. On stream. While we have a moment here, though, let's watch Chef as he's motoring around this Silverstone Grand Prix circuit. And while we watch that, we are going to just ring you up through the old driver standings here after round 9 in Austria. It is Joseph leading the way with 201 points. It is a sizable advantage over Adam Kowalczykowski, who has 115 points. Kevin Hutchison with 110, and Anthony Flask in 4th with 101. That is heating up to be a great battle for that P2 position. 3 great drivers. We've seen some great performances out of all of them so far this season. Should be fun to watch that battle heat up. As we go further down the list, it gets very tight very quickly here. We have Will, Suck These Toads, who's not with us this week. He has 63 points. Patrick, PJBX King, has 44. 2 points behind him is not last week's winner, I guess it was 2 weeks ago's winner. Brandon, with 42 points. Carlos has 41. Dustin Howe with 40. Jaden with 32. He is tied with Kyle Bryant, who also has 32 points. Will, WPR, who's also not with us this week, has 19. We're missing both the Wills this week. Greg Brody has 16. Dirty Don has 12 points. Aaron Bolin with 8. Joshua Melvin, Chef Gone War, of course, with 6, as we see him spun around and stopped on track. And then the remaining 4 drivers have yet to score their first points of the season. On the constructors' side of things, it is Williams leading the way with 243 points. They are 92 points clear of the Racing Point duo, who have 151 points. With 141 points, it's Mercedes. Alfa Romeo has 115. Ferrari with 108. Haas has 76. Renault with 32. AlphaTauri with 27. Red Bull with 22. And McLaren still looking to start, or to get those first points of the season up on the board. Mike, do you think that this could be the week that we see McLaren pick up their first points?
Potentially, with the changeable conditions here in qualifying, if they could, I mean, we think it's going to dry out. If they could execute their laps at the latest possible time in the quali. It'll help them jump up the grid a little bit for the start. Good track position is always good, so I think always an opportunity when you start inside that top 10 already. So they're sitting 10th and 11th now. I think they're actually riding nose to tail, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, I think there's a good chance. We also saw some very interesting races last year at this track in both of our divisions.
Yes.
And some surprise results both nights, so anything can happen here, and I think last season proved that.
Yeah, we certainly did see some wild results last year in both of the races. Arguably two of the best races we had all season. So, actually, I can't remember what one. Race of the year. I think for Monday it was Hungary, but
Sunday it had to be Britain.
yeah, I think it might have been. It was a good race here last year. So hopefully that will carry through into this season. We'll get some good races here tonight and tomorrow. Let's see, what do we got here going on in the chat? Matthew Green, Maddie staying up late to watch this. Hopefully you'll be able to stick around for the later running as well. The 9 o'clock division. Izzy, just an absolute staple in the chat. Great to see, Izzy, that you're joining us. Hope you all had a great Easter. We got Ari as well. Curly2112. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? This should be an interesting one for the tire strat, Mike. I know we haven't run yet here. We were talking about this a few minutes ago. But tire strat around here, you think it's a pretty straightforward soft to medium as we see that the rain has stopped?
Yeah, absolutely. We run the 3 hardest tires on offer, and the C1, which will be used as the hard for this race, is absolutely terrible. So, unless somebody crashes lap 1 and wants to make it to the end, you're not going to see the hard tire. 2 stops not even in the equation with this pit lane. This pit lane, I think the delta time is like 30 plus seconds. So
yeah,
you got to make an extra pit stop.
Rip.
You're not gonna have a good time. It's still some guys out on the inners. There's Kevin. See soft tire pop up next to his name in the pits.
Yeah, I think he's just preparing to go out.
Oh no. Blender for Life has just gone it on the pit straight.
Yeah, luckily nobody's coming. Maddie.
The Sir Lewis Hamilton straight.
Did you see me lose it on the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight? We did not, Maddie. We did not. We were going through the points at that time.
That's why your name's grayed out.
Yeah, the Sir Lewis Hamilton straight.
That one's for Joe Roberts right there.
Time for some tea. Yeah. A number of iconic corners around here as we're just following along with Kyle. Blender for Life, the only Renault that's in the field tonight. He's running around, as you can see right now. He's going through Brooklands, Luffield, and Woodcott, as they are named. I might not be having the accent perfectly right, but not even trying it. One of the more iconic corners, a pretty tricky one, especially in the rain, is Cops. Flat out, but the car can get unsettled going around that corner, and if you lose it, then you're going to pull a Danny Kvyat, who... no, actually, no, that was into Maggots, I think, that he lost it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, as we see Kyle come out of Beckett's and through Chapel, down the hangar straight into Stowe. Into Stowe now, out of Stowe. He's going to keep at it for another lap, so he's not even going to bother coming in and putting on the softs. As Kevin has actually come out on the mediums. I think it's going to dry up enough that somebody's going to be able to get a soft run in, but I don't know. There's still a lot of spray coming off the tires.
I think this is going to go down to whoever waits the absolute longest in the pit lane. They've got to go out to where they get across the line with less than 10 seconds to go leave the track as much time to dry out, and have those dries on ready to go, and that might get you pole.
Yeah, there's the track is of course a very busy place right now. Very busy place. Nobody coming out onto the softs. So this could be quite interesting here, as we do have 3 drivers that have still yet to set laps. Now just 2. Polish Sniper, who's in the pits still, and Carlos, who's on an outlap.
Dustin's spawning around at Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, so he has no damage though to that Mercedes. Maybe doing what that Mercedes does best for Bottas especially is mow the grass. Nah.
As we got GDB.
Oh.
He's thinking about the soft tire.
Yeah,
he's sitting in the pit.
Is he gonna commit? He's got to go soon. Can't wait too long. Dirty Don has invalidated. Currently sitting P12 on a 137.8. Greg still not coming out yet. We do have a Mercedes coming in. That is the Mercedes of Dustin Howe. The other Mercedes, Drink Alchemy, is mowing the lawn now too. Keep her out of the cabbage, bud. Just chooching through the cabbage. And are we still getting spray? Michael Poland has fit the... Yeah, he goes back to the inters.
Goes back to the inners.
Greg has not, though, but we're starting... I don't think he's going to be coming out of the pits. Oh.
Now Greg's
he
going
is.
out.
He is.
This could be... I think our timer is off, what, usually about 30 seconds?
Yeah, so this is...
He's going to leave him just enough time to get to the line.
Maybe.
And this might pay off.
Oh, if he keeps it straight coming out of the pits.
Everybody else, even Joseph, he's on an outlap on the inners.
Yeah. No spray coming off the softs, but yeah, there's spray coming off the inters still, so I don't know. I think this is... The track is still very wet. This is not going to work out.
I think Greg's already had an incident because he's missing a little bit of front wing. So.
Oh, yeah, maybe coming out. Yep, he is, so that's going to be it for him. Didn't quite dry up enough. Didn't quite dry up enough.
He's pretty much skating around. Oh, struggling to get the power down.
So who do we got here? We got Brando that's just crossing the line, or no, he's just begun a lap. Just getting ready to start. We have Kyle that is retired. Jaden has retired. Carlos did get a lap in, only good enough for P12. So that leaves just Michael Poland, who has yet to cross the start-finish line. I don't think he's going to be honest. I don't think Mike is going to be able to set a lap time here today.
I don't believe he'll make it.
I know the timer's off, but
I don't believe Dunk's going to make it either. Now Dunk makes it.
Let's see, we'll see.
Yeah.
There's a couple...
Like Owen did not make it.
No, he's not going to. Just
Neither
misses
did
out.
Greg.
Joseph's on a flyer. Brando's on a flyer. Adam Kowalczykowski's in the pits.
He's invalidated.
Brando's still going here. Through Stowe and into Vale. Oh no, he's into the pits.
Joseph's up by 5/10 through 2 sectors on his own time, but he needs a whole second.
No.
Needs to be a big sector 3 for him.
That is true. I thought, it's only... They're very, very close, but then, yeah, that is a whole second, you're right. Out of the final corner comes Joseph. Is it enough? He's going to cross the line, and he's going to improve a lot, but it's not enough. Dunk has invalidated. Classic Dunk, eh?
I think everybody else is done. So
Yeah.
interesting that the softs didn't come into play at the end. Um, but everybody's gonna get free choice at the start, which might be interesting. We might have some guys start on the mediums up towards the front.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on doing that? Because you know it it can be a little bit tricky starting on the tire that has, oh, there we go, DRS just got enabled at the end.
Put on some drives.
Do you think it's more difficult to start on the harder compound tire with the heavier fuel loads, or do you think it's kind of a negligible difference?
I think it hurts you a little bit for the first few laps, but everything you gain in the second half. I'm a big fan of using the quicker and softer tire on a lighter fuel load. I feel like it gives you more of an opportunity to actually use that softest compound to its full potential. So you're really playing the long game if you go alternate. That's why we see the guys outside the top 10 usually do the alternate. Makes them a little bit quicker towards the back half of the race. But if you're somebody like Adam or Joseph that you know you're gonna have a good bit of pace over everybody, like they've shown all season. If both of those guys start on the mediums, I don't think they'll be too affected by it, and they're gonna be super super quick towards the end of the race.
Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe give you a little bit of an extra fighting chance at getting the fastest lap of the race as well. So we'll see. We'll see what these guys opt to go for here. Like Mike said, everybody getting the free choice of tire, and it'll be interesting to see how the wet. I always find it interesting when you go from either a dry quality to a wet race or a wet quality to a dry race, and just to see, there's always going to be more shuffling than normal in the opening few laps, just because some drivers have different pace in wet conditions, and it might not be relative to what their pace is in the dry conditions. Of course, drivers that use more assists as well are going to be benefited a little bit more in the. They might be appearing a little bit faster in the wet, so we'll see. We'll see how things shuffle out here in the opening laps. I'm buckling in here, Mike. I think this is going to be. I think bold prediction for me. I think this is going to be the best race that we've seen from this division all season. I think we are going to have race-altering strategic safety cars. And I think we're going to get a new winner this week.
Wow, you've gotten very very bold, but I mean, I will say that last season this track proved to make things interesting, especially on Monday night, Sunday night as well. So I don't think you're too far off in that. I'm hoping for a good one.
I am too. Hopefully we have a fun one to watch here regardless, and I'm sure we will, as the drivers are getting off the line for their formation lap. And as they do that, we will take you through the Drink Alchemy starting grid here, as I can't change from the onboard camera. That's great. But starting on pole, on that Drink Alchemy pole position, of course, the starting grid brought to you by DXT eSports. On that Drink Alchemy pole, though, it is Adam Kowalczykowski. Starting alongside him on the front row will be Joseph. That's Klaus, Florida. There we go. On row 2, we have Brando, Joseph's teammate, and alongside him will be Kevin Hutchison of True North Racing. Actually, let me get the tire details up as well. Ooh, a very split grid. That should be nice to watch. Pole sitter starting on the softs, as well as Kevin. The two Williams starting on the mediums. In 5th, on row 3, we have Anthony, Drink Alchemy. Starting on the soft side, alongside him will be one of the reserves. That's Jonathan Duncan, starting on the mediums. On row 4, we have PJBX King Patrick on the softs. Alongside him is Kyle, also starting on the softs. Rounding out the top 10, we have Jaden, starting on the mediums, and Dustin Howe, starting on the soft compound tire. As we head outside the top 10, you will find Danny Hernandez starting on those mediums, one of the reserves tonight. Carlos, who's starting alongside him, will be starting on the softs. Ryan Clark starts on the medium compound tires from 13th position. Alongside him will be Dirty Don that starts on the softs. Greg Brody will start in 15th on the mediums and he will start alongside Kenny T&E Highway, also starting on the mediums. Joshua Chef Gonwar will start 17th on the mediums. Polish Sniper Michael Poland will start on the softs from 18th. And the final driver on the grid tonight, our final reserve, will be Matty himself. That's Matthew Elia, starting on the medium compound tire.
And one of your predictions have already come true. Race altering strategies. We got Adam starting on the softs and Joseph on the mediums. So you asked me that strategy question, and we're going to find out which one's going to pay off. I like this, that these two guys are going different directions.
That means it's really going to be key for Adam to take advantage of these softs early on and see if he can build out some time from Joseph. As the lights are building, the revs have yet to build though. As this cameraman is very shaky. He's a little drunk. Revs starting to build finally, and we're off right away. Okay, we are off for the British Grand Prix. Adam got a great start through the first corner. They're keeping it. It's a little bit tussly back here. The Haas is going at it. Oh, as there's a Renault off. That's Kyle.
There's a Red Bull off as well. Greg Brody. And I believe that's a Formula Ford. Oh, yeah, it is.
Greg Brody with the first Formula Ford of the night, and that is a virtual safety car. The Formula Ford count is at 1 for the evening. Greg, the unfortunate first victim of that. Not a full safety car. So, those mediums maybe... we knew that drivers starting on the mediums are going to have a bit of a trickier time starting. That's for certain. But the soft guy's getting a good jump here. As we see Carlos jumped up to P7 already. Very nice. Now, as we're still under virtual, I wonder if there's anybody that has any wing damage there. We know that... Oh, we do have Dustin Howe has wing damage. He started on the softs. He's going to have to come in and get that change, so that's going to cost him. He might be one of those candidates, Mike, to go on to the hards. Meanwhile, Danny Hernandez and Ryan Clark going at it, trying to go around Dustin as they head into Stowe. Dustin comes into the pits as expected. So we've had some action on lap 1 here in Silverstone. Uh-oh. Oh, God. All I saw in the YouTube comments was people talking about overlays. And I was like, what? I took it off. I didn't...
You sure?
Yeah, I did. Oh, it was the Formula Ford overlay that they were looking for, I think. That had to be it. They got excited for it. You know, finally an overlay that the people want to see. As Greg comes into the pits, he puts on softs. Dustin puts on mediums. So these guys planning to make another pit stop. Adam has almost cleared a second on Joseph so far. That's going to be important for him. He doesn't want to let Joseph stay within that DRS range, as that will be activated actually as they cross the start-finish line.
Yeah, Joseph's, for his sake of his race, he's going to want to stay within that 1 second. Looks like he's just fallen out of that.
Yellow flag in sector 3. That's a couple of guys getting locked together. Kenny, one of them. A Renault was also involved there, it looked like.
Jaden was involved in that.
I think you're right, but I don't think any of these guys wound up getting any damage, fortunately. Danny Hernandez into the pits. I think he might have been involved, and he's coming in for a wing change. Coming in for a wing change. Oh, boy. Ken Doyle just saw the Formula Ford alert for the first time. Ken, you've been missing out, buddy. You gotta tune into these U.S. regional races more. I guess it's getting kind of late there, so that makes sense.
You just want to make sure that you don't cause the Formula 4.
That's true.
That's never a good feeling.
Nope. You know, as soon as the moment that happens too, that overlay is going to be in the replay if you go and watch your race back. So,
we don't miss a Formula 4.
Nope. Unless if I'm not there, and unfortunately, I think we missed Formula Ford. Was it last week? I think. But we're back. We're back here in Austria. Formula Fords are back. Hopefully, I won't see too many of them tonight. Off the start of the race, though, we do see Kevin Hutchison. He got around Brando early in the running here. He's trying to break away from him. These guys on alternate tire strategies. So, Ari, it's only 12:30 a.m. for Ken. Only 12:30. It's only 12:30. Although, I don't know, maybe. I know that Easter Monday is more of a thing in other parts of the world. Oh, so it's a bank holiday, yeah. So that might be why. That might be why Ken is still up. Doesn't have to wake up tomorrow. Well, we're glad that all of you were able to join us. I see Brett's in there too. Terry is also. We got a good crowd here, and hopefully they'll answer with some good racing here in Silverstone. We had a wet qualifying session, but it's a dry race. It seems like, as we'll get the weather plastered up there. Beautiful sunshiny day.
Like Patrick's eyeing up a move on Carlos potentially. I might be a little too far back.
Yellow flag in sector 2. Is that? I don't even know. We got a battle here between Jaden and Chef as well. Kyle is eyeing up Maddie. Down the hanger straight. He dives to the inside into Stowe. And he's going to get that position. Maddie's not going to put up much of a fight there, as is reserving. Jaden gets around Chef. Well, what else do we got here? Mike, I think that the softs...
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Patrick. Oh, he saved it.
Oh.
A little bit of time there. He kept it going straight.
Side by side with Dirty Dawn. Dirty Dawn and Patrick Swayze. Going into, where is this village?
Dawn.
Oh, Dirty Dawn with the moves. Licks the stamp and sends it, but unable to hold the position.
Dawn is looking sporty this week.
Hey, man.
Comfortably in P9. He's got that's a 7-second gap to the car behind him.
Hey, man, don't sleep on Dirty Dawn.
I don't think we can anymore.
Oh, he is that dark horse every week now. I said somebody new was going to win this week, Mike. It very well might be Dirty Dawn.
Oh my god. That would be the best thing I think we could ever imagine.
That would be pretty incredible. Pretty incredible. Jeez, we do have a lot of Europeans here in the chat with their holidays. Good night, Patrick. Thank you for joining in. That is not the Patrick that's out on track right now. And we're watching here. Brando's catching Kevin, so I think these softs are starting to fall off a little bit, Mike. And advantage is gonna start to shift to these medium runners.
Yeah, I think Brando's just done a really good job to stay within that DRS of Kevin. Obviously the pace was going to lack a little bit at the beginning of the race with that harder compound, but he did what he had to do to stay within that second. And yeah, like you said, he might be eyeing up a move. It actually looks like Joseph's about to sneak back into 1 second of Adam. So yeah, those softs might be starting to fall away a little bit, those mediums coming into their own.
Yeah, lap 6 of 26 complete here in Silverstone. I think that probably lines us up for what, around a lap 10 pit? Oh! Brando's off! He's off going through Beckett's. He went off, and that costs him a bunch of time to Kevin. Behind him, though, it's Dunk and Anthony going at it. Dunk's gonna get around Anthony, the Drink Alchemy Mercedes. Now, Mike, I understand that today you had your first taste of Drink Alchemy.
I did. Yep. Anthony was kind enough. Well, actually, he was busy this morning. His girlfriend was kind enough to actually deliver it to my doorstep because we live in such close vicinity. So yeah, got the shipment to my door this morning and popped one open about an hour ago, and initial thoughts are pretty good. Nice, smooth kind of flavor. Not super harsh to drink. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what it does performance-wise for me tomorrow. Maybe it'll aid me in getting another win.
Well, we'll have to see what performance gives you in the comm box as we go out.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, big thanks to Anthony, and yeah, congratulations to him as well. I believe they've started full-on production here in the U.S.
Definitely exciting times for them. Yeah, definitely exciting times for them. So, I'm sure you'll see more big things to come out of Drink Alchemy as the season rolls along here. But as this race has rolled along, we're 8 laps into this one. And Joseph is well within DRS range now of Adam. Brando's within DRS range of Kevin. We got Patrick in DRS range of Carlos. We are in for some battles heating up here at Silverstone. We're going to keep it locked on this battle for the race lead. And we're going to see just how Adam does here in how he's able to hold on. I think this race, as it stacks up right now, it could be won or lost based on how these medium runners push from the moment the soft runners pit, and just how much they're able to get out of the remainder of those tires. And also, I mean, if a safety car came out after that first round of pit stops, or even right now, if a safety car came out right now, that would certainly throw. Do you think at this point, I think we might be able to see the soft runners make it to the end with the mediums. 18 laps.
Car right now would really, really hurt the medium runners.
Yeah, they'd have to put on the hards.
Yeah.
Rip.
They would have to. They would have to, and I would feel bad for every single one of them.
Feel bad for every single one of them. Well, don't have to feel bad for him yet. Might be feeling bad for these soft starters here in a moment, though, as they are really starting to come under fire. Adam Kowalczykowski coming under fire. Although, Joseph's been pushing, but he hasn't been able to really. He looks to be struggling a little bit too. A bit of a moment there for Joseph. We do have Maddie getting around Dirty Don as Don comes into the pits. The first of the runners here to pit.
That's pretty early.
8 laps completed on him. He's going to fit the hards, so that explains it.
Interesting
That-
choice there.
That had to be one of the default strategies, I would presume. Brando is really getting close to Kevin, though. And will we see Joseph be able to make a move here down the hangar straight? One of the best passing opportunities on this track. One of the 2 DRS straights. And leads nicely into Stowe.
Too far back. It's really tricky to follow through Maggots and Beckett's.
Yeah. Also, he was not using overtake there, so wasn't really even making a solid go of it.
I think a good play for him is to actually store some, and then once Adam comes in and pits, burn not all of it, but burn some of it, and hope Adam gets caught in some traffic. Obviously, Adam's going to have to work around some of those medium runners once he pits. So if Joseph can play advantage to that, That'll give him a huge jump up in terms of time. But yeah, it just doesn't look like Joseph can even think about challenging for the lead here.
Yeah, he seems content right now to just try and bank some ERS. I think you're right on that. So, oh, there's a name we haven't seen in a few weeks here. Mr. Bojan hopping into the chat. Buddy, we miss ya.
Bojan's back.
A legend. A legend. Good to see that you're able to drop in, tune in here.
We've heard from a couple of guys that we haven't heard from in a while. We heard from Sean in the Discord.
That's true.
This week. Shout out to him if he's watching.
Yeah, not Apollo.
He still watches us every week.
Hopefully. I know. Oh, here we go. Pass for the lead. There goes Joseph into Stowe. He's going to get that move done. And now he used a lot of ERS.
Dives in immediately.
Yep. Joseph used a lot of ERS to get that move done. So the long go down pit road here. We also have Kevin coming in. So end of lap 10 seems to be the sweet spot here. Almost right on prediction for what I said. Jeez, I'm almost like a race engineer here, Mike. I mean, just doesn't get any better than us.
That might be your next career path after you're done racing.
Might be the only thing I'm good at, Mike. It might be the only thing I'm good at in this game.
You had your time. Remember that you're
it's true.
You're a Team E Regionals champion.
That is true. Back in the early days when dinosaurs roamed the earth.
This is actually the commentator's booth of champions.
That's true. We are the booth of champions. Not.
We are.
There's no other time slot that can claim that. That's for sure.
We're not going to let anybody take that away from us.
No, nobody can take it away from us, and nobody will take it away from us. And if anybody wants to try, well, we'll take you away. Yeah, no threats there at all. Don't worry. We're not threatening you.
We're gonna leave that one at that.
We're just gonna leave it there. One of the things that Adam has experienced coming out of the pits, and one of the things that you don't really consider about that early soft strategy as well, is Adam has come out right into traffic here. He's behind Kyle Bryant right now, Blender for life. He's gonna have to try and make a move here. He's gonna make it pretty easily, but gonna get held up a little bit. So maybe not ideal.
That's kind of looks like Adam's gonna have some clean road here. But Joseph's gonna have to get everything he can right now. I mean, not the end of the world if he comes out a little bit behind Adam, but he's got to stay within close vicinity. It's not like he'll be able to make up 5 or 6 seconds. I don't believe the tire difference is too huge from the softs to the mediums here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, these are the races that I love, where two guys contending for the winner on completely different strategies, and we get to see which one plays out for the better.
Yeah, we sure are. Joseph was coming on strong there at the end. Joseph's going to have to try and push and get all that he can out of those tires in the next couple of laps before he has to come in and pit. We have seen most of the soft starters come in and pit, the exception being Kyle Bryant, Blender for life. Of course, he was caught up in a first lap incident. Didn't get any damage out of it, so he's continuing on. But I do imagine that we'll be seeing him come into the pits here momentarily, or probably this lap. Can't imagine he'll stay out any longer. But
I think as he comes in the pit, I think it is technically a viable strategy to split this race in half. So I think even Joseph's got the potential to pit this lap to the softs and make it to the end comfortably. Ooh, as Adam picks up a penalty, that's key. That's gonna be key.
That could be key as this race winds on. Not a penalty heavy track here. There are a couple spots where you can pick up some penalties. I can't I don't think it's Cops. I think it's turn 1. It's Abby. That you can, you can get a little bit anxious there and cross over. So
Yeah, this track's interesting where there's not a lot of cutting opportunities, I guess you could call them, other than, like you said, turn 1. There's a lot of extensions you could get, though. Cops is one of them, especially on heavy fuel. Stowe is another one where if you extend a little bit too much, that'll grab you a warning. Even Maggots and Beckett's, catch a little understeer. You can run wide through some of those exits, but yeah, not super heavy on the penalties. Yeah, 3 seconds will make a huge difference here, though.
that it shall. As a number of drivers have already racked up a penalty. I wonder if we're going to see some of these guys start to pit soon. You mentioned just a second ago that we've crossed the halfway point in the race, or I guess they've run 13 laps on those tires already. Might we see one of these Williams come in the next lap or two? Wouldn't surprise me at all. Further down in the field, Ryan Clark getting around Carlos. As Carlos on those fresh mediums as well. Interesting. I wonder if Carlos had a moment there. Ryan might be eyeing up some points here tonight, as there are a number of reserves that are in the field. As Carlos picks up a 3-second time penalty. Alrighty then. What else? There's not too much going on out on track right now. This is our closest battle. We also have Kenny and Chef. Oh, Chef has the revving glitch. Oh, as Joseph's in the pits.
Yep, so yeah, he split that right in half. I think the other option is, I think we'll see Brando next lap, as he couldn't come in this lap due to a double stack, but I think another strategy is to go really long on these mediums and hope for a safety car.
Yeah, I wonder if we might see something like that from, actually I was going to suggest maybe Dunk or Maddie, but I imagine they probably won't. They're reserves anyway, so it doesn't matter. But maybe you could see it out of like a Ryan Clark or something, try and sneak some track position.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well. It won't really hurt you too much because you'll get that really fresh rubber towards the end. As long as you do, I don't think the mediums like really fall off at all here. If you could do 13 laps on the softs, I think you could do probably close to the whole race on the mediums, honestly.
Yeah.
So you've got the opportunity to take these quite away.
Now, one of the things that I'm thinking about here is, Brando picks up a 3-second time penalty. We know that Joseph doesn't have a time penalty yet. There's still half this race where that could come into play. But might we start to see those softs fall off a little bit at the end? He's going to have to do, 12 laps on those softs? Do you think they might fall off at the end enough to the point where the medium runners of Adam could have the advantage at the end of this race?
I think if he had come out further behind and had to push to get back to the back of Adam, I think we could have seen that play out, but he's already right on the back of him.
Yeah.
Joseph did a beautiful job at doing a good pace, like I said. While he was still out there on the mediums, he did what he had to do to stay within a close vicinity. There's no pressure for Joseph right now. He could just hang back. He just lifted right there down the straight just so he could stay behind Adam. So he's got no pressure. He could just take it nice and calm, make sure he doesn't get a penalty. And, I mean, if he wants to win the race on track, he could just go for it the final couple of laps. But
yeah,
like Adam, he might go for it.
We're gonna go side by side into Village. Rub wheels.
Ooh.
Woo, baby!
Adam doesn't want to give it up.
Never gonna give you up.
I don't think he's really gonna have a choice. Yeah, Joseph's got it.
Yeah, but could we see Adam fight back down the hangar straight? We will. That remains to be seen as Patrick's into the pits along with Kenny and Greg. We're shaping up for a good final 10 laps of this race. I don't think... I think Adam might struggle a little bit to be able to keep up with Joseph. Joseph's pace seems to be really good. Adam's taking a peek around the outside, but not going to be close enough to do that. It's key that if Adam wants to have a chance here, he has to stay within DRS range of Joseph. Yes, he has to be able to use that pace that's going to give him. As Joseph sets the fastest lap of the race, a 1:27.1. Maddie, the reserve, dives into the pits. And as we see, pit stops have cycled through. We do have Kevin Hutchison, True North Racing, currently sitting in third. He was able to leapfrog Brando, and he has 1.5 seconds on him. So Brando will be able to catch up. Kevin does not have a penalty yet. Brando does. I think Brando might have 6 seconds in penalties, actually. No, just the 3. Oh, Michael Pollan has 17 seconds. Yikes. Hasn't been a...
Not going so good for Michael.
No. Oh, Joseph picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, so now it's an even race.
Game on. Game on, gentlemen. An even race is right. Michael Pollan picking up a spot on Ryan, who has just come into the pits. Yellow flag in sector 1. That's it.
Pollan is off.
Oh my! He's in the kitty litter there.
And he gets a 10-second penalty for exceeding track limits.
Just yeets it back onto the track. He's
gonna
get another one
right here. No, he gets a multiple warnings.
Oh my god.
Yeah, as if, yeah. I think that happened to me last year. That was part of the reason I retired in the pits.
Yes, of course, retired in the pits. But as it turned out, maybe not the best idea. That all worked out for you at the in the end.
Yeah, I got to watch a really good race towards the end.
That's true. That's true.
Could have been a part of it, but I'm glad that I got to witness.
Yellow flag in sector 3. That's a racing point. That's Carlos is around. No damage.
We had Chef who went off at Maggots and Beckett's as well.
Yep.
There was a
Michael
bit
Pollan.
of a scary moment as he tried to rejoin.
Is Michael Pollan getting paid to mow the lawn here?
I don't know, but Carlos has spun around again.
Oh my heavens.
He's cooked those tires.
He has cooked them. Now the spins start rearing their heads. Definitely a couple spots around here where it is easy to lose it. As I think that's Chef coming into the pits. He is 16 laps, 17 on as Michael Pollan is as well. A couple battles here still going on. Adam has been able to keep pace here with Joseph. Joseph unable to break the DRS. Kevin Hutchison is currently leading Brando. Brando has a significant ERS advantage. Happy Easter, Buck. Happy that you're tuning in here. As we are 19 laps complete here in Silverstone. The British Grand Prix. Brando taking a look up the inside here of Kevin. He's going to get that pass done. Brando up onto the podium once again.
Kevin's got to try to stay within DRS range. I mean, we've seen Adam still hanging behind Joseph.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got the raw pace that Joseph's got, but he's staying within that DRS, helping him pull along pretty well. I have to manage a lap car here shortly. That's Kenny.
Yeah. It sure is. Yeah, they are going to have to deal with some lap traffic here in the closing races. Of course, unless if there is a safety car. Oh, Adam
Adam lost it.
Yeah. So that is that's a race-altering mistake there from Adam. Don't know what happened there for him. It didn't have anything to do with the lap car. Maybe had a massive moment. But what else do we got going on here? Not too much else. We have Kyle locked in a battle with two reserves right now, in Matthew Elia and Danny Hernandez.
Danny, 16 laps on the softs. So that just kind of proves what kind of life you could get out of him. Matty gonna take a look.
Oh! That was close.
Yeah,
Yellow flag in
was...
Sector 1. That's Michael Poland.
Oh, that's Danny. No,
that's Michael Poland.
Michael Poland.
Yeah.
Okay. It's very hard to tell between the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari dots.
Ooh, Matty gets around Kyle. Patrick picks up a 3-second time penalty. But here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Just a handful of laps remaining in this British Grand Prix. It is Joseph leading the way by 4.5 seconds. Kevin managing to just stay within DRS range of Brando. Oh, as Kenny's retired from the session. Could that virtual safety car is out. Importantly, not the full-on safety. That would have been that would have set us up for a...
Where is he? Oh, looks like he's lost it between turns 1 and 2.
Yep. Yeah, you can see him off in the gravel there. The car has been cleared by the amazing British track workers, the track crew. And we're back, about to go back to green, I would assume. You can almost see the track workers scurrying off as Michael Poland has retired in the pits. Danny Hernandez coming in. Yeah, that was that retirement for Kenny had turn 1 tank slapper written all over it, and just wasn't able to catch it.
We're back to green.
Yep. Michael Poland's car is causing a local yellow. Oh, is that car going to come out of the pits, do we think?
Oh, I hope not.
Oh, I think it... maybe. That Alfa Romeo pit stall is deep down pit road. We have a Haas in the pits as well. That's Jaden.
No, I think it might be stuck at the end of pit road. It is.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Jaden.
He's gonna get stuck in the pits.
No, it's cleared.
Oh no, it's disappeared.
Whew. How to beat Codemasters.
Yeah. They either go out on track and cause complete mayhem, or they block the end of the pit lane.
They do block the end of the pit lane, but luckily it didn't cost anybody. Mr. Joseph Roberts coming in and dropping corrections on me. Well, sir, track marshals, track workers, does it really matter? Tomato, tomato?
Just be happy that you didn't screw up any of the corner names, because that would be one angry.
Yeah.
Well, he's not even British anymore. He's admitted that he's Canadian now. So.
I don't know why he cares. As we see Joseph about to go through Stowe. He's going to be going into Valle soon. And then eventually wrap up this lap with the Klub corner.
And then on to Luis Hamilton straight.
Oh yeah, the Mademoiselle Hamiltone straight to Rooney. He goes down by the farm, into village, through village. I love it.
That is one angry Joseph Roberts.
Yep. Oh, where's he going? He's going into Brocklands. Brocklands and Luffields? Luffield?
Yes, Luffields.
Lafield and Woodcote.
It's French now.
Hey, then he goes down. He goes into the Copse corner. He goes into Mega. Why are there 2 G's and 2 T's in that name? I don't even know.
I really love your commitment to that.
And don't forget about the Chapelle. I think we are at the French Grand Prix again, eh?
Did you say Chappelle?
Chapelle.
Chappelle?
Yeah, Dave. I hear that Dave Chappelle. Joe's angry. Whoa! As Joseph
going off the rails.
Yeah, this went off the rails. I should have sung YMCA when we went into Village. Actually, that is what's sung in the grandstands there, actually. Village may not have a grandstand right there, but there's... drivers can actually hear the fans singing Village People songs when they go through there, so...
Village People songs.
Where was that French in the French Grand Prix? Yeah, I don't even know. Oh, they're talking about IndyCar. First race is at Barber Motorsport Park in Alabama.
Great track.
Barber. That's IndyCar season, of course. Yeah, they're getting going. But we have 2 laps to go left here in we've triggered Joe. I love it. New Canadian Joseph Roberts, who actually was kind enough to step into the comm box last week. Thank you very much for that, Joe. Much appreciated. But with just a few laps to go here, or a couple of laps to go here in Britain, there's still a battle for this final podium spot. Still has to be answered for. Kevin Hutchison, 3.1 seconds back of Brando. But Brando has a 3-second time penalty. So we'll see how that wraps up. Dunk picks up a 3-second.
Backing him up. 12 seconds. Come on.
Well,
We expect better from you.
yeah, I mean, it is Duncan. I wonder if Dunk is running on the pad, or if he's on the wheel here.
I think we've done enough convincing to keep him on the wheel.
Yeah, we'll actually be able to see here what kind of rotation he gets on the wheel. Yeah.
It looks a little too smooth for the pad.
Yeah. Dunk's not that smooth, so.
That wasn't very, it was a bit rude.
But no, Dunk's never gonna watch this anyways. He'll never get to hear the insults that I throw his way. I mean, hopefully he does watch it. I'd love to get a message from him tomorrow or this week about it. That'd be pretty funny. But what do we got here? We're coming on to the final lap, I think. Joseph about to he's heading into Valet and gonna begin to start his final lap of the British Grand Prix. Good.
If I didn't do a good enough job to rile Joe up for the stream, now you've really got... You know, it's actually a miracle that we managed to get along for about an hour to commentate together last week.
That's true. You guys didn't break out into argument. Crumpets are disgusting.
What?
That's what Joe says.
What does that have to do with anything?
I guess somebody tossed out a comment about crumpets. My crumpets are cold. That's what Brett said. No British person would say ouch, Brett. Brett burnt his lip on his tea. But yeah, final lap of the race here. Kevin doesn't look like he's going to be able to catch Brando as Maddie gets another 3-second time penalty, I believe. But it is Joseph that It hasn't been exactly dominating fashion, but he's just done everything right here in this British Grand Prix. He is going into Valle for the last time this race. He is going to come out of Club, and he's gonna win the British Grand Prix in a British car. Nicely done by Joseph. Adam Kowalczykowski will come and cross the line in P2. Brando 11 seconds behind, looks to come across the line in P3. This was not the exciting race that I was calling for here, that's for sure. Kevin Hutchison will cross the line in 4th. Jonathan,
At least you tried.
Yeah, I tried. Jonathan Dunk, the reserve, will cross in 5th, but it will be Anthony Drink in that Drink Alchemy Mercedes that will cross the line for P5. Matt Elliott, another reserve, will cross in 7th, but it will be Kyle that's actually going to take 6th. Behind Kyle, it appears to be Danny Hernandez, the final reserve. So Kyle comes out of the final corner. He will finish in 6th position. That would line Dirty Don up, who's in a battle with Carlos.
Wheel-to-wheel action, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, banging! Oh, wow, what a great save by Dirty Don. My lord. Dirty Don gonna hold on to it, come out of the final corner, and he is gonna take a net P7. Patrick, I think, will pick up P8, and Carlos P9. Actually, Don dropped to 9th after... actually, no, that's still P7. Maddie picks up driver of the day. Well, well, well.
You know, I think I heard Joseph saying that he wasn't super comfortable around this track throughout the week, and nobody believed him, and I think they had every right not to believe him.
Yeah. So it is going to be Kyle that picks up 6th, Dirty Don 7th, Patrick 8th, Carlos 9th, and Dustin Howe will pick up the final point of the evening. I'm sure that's not maybe what Dustin was expecting. You know, he had a little bit of an incident early in the race, but you know, still guts it out for to pick up a point here. Well done, Dustin. Ryan Clark will finish just out of the points in 11th. Greg Brody 12th, Jaden 13th, Chef 14th, Kenny 15th but not classified, and Michael Poland the final driver, or the first driver to retire from today's session.
And I think we talked about it at France, and Brando being that third guy in line, and I think he's starting to prove that he's that guy that you're going to have to beat for that final podium spot. Kevin gave him a good run, but yeah, Brando's been looking, I mean, I know internet problems caused him not have a not so great finish last week, but yeah, good result for Brando. I think we're going to have to look out for him because he's creeping his way up to those top 2.
Yes, that he is. He's, of course, already won a race so far this season. And we're going to get to talk to these top 3 drivers in just a moment when we head over to the Drink Alchemy Victory Lane. So make sure to stick around. We will be back for those Victory Lane celebrations in just a moment. welcome into the Drink Alchemy Victory Lane. We are joined by all three of our podium finishers here this evening from Britain. We are going to start off with our third place finisher tonight. That is Brando. Man, a good run out there tonight. You know, 2 Williams on the podium. You must be pleased about that. The wet qualifying posed a few tricky moments, and of course that'll really throw a mixed bag of strategy options into the air to start the race. You wound up starting the race on the medium compound tire. Walk us through your British Grand Prix and your reasoning behind starting on the mediums. Oh, maybe Brando's not there. Alrighty. We will see if Brando comes back. So ignore everything that I just said, apparently. And we will head on to our second place finisher, Adam Kowalczykowski. Adam, you had a good battle there with Joseph. Of course, you and him were on the different tire strategies. So, walk us through your British Grand Prix and why you chose to start on the softs instead of the mediums.
Well, qualifying obviously went really well for me. I think I was about 2.5 tenths up, and I think I had a lot of time to gain on my lap, and Joseph probably had a lot to gain himself, so I think we were going to be pretty close in the rain if we both got really good laps in. And then for the race, I started on the softs because the softs have a pretty good advantage at the start of the race, so I thought I could probably pull like 3.5, almost 4 seconds on him to start the race, but obviously it was only like 1.5, and then he eventually passed me. Then he overtook me, and I went into the pit lane, hoping that on the mediums I could get it like almost two or so second undercut, be like 2.5, 3 seconds in front of him by the time that he gets onto the soft tires. But he came out into my DRS, and then he overtook me, and I tried to slam my ERS in my field to try and stick with him. I gave him a couple runs into a few corners, but in the end, and then I lost the rear end and into the final corner, and then my race was over. Just another frustrating race.
I know, frustrating P2. It's not too often that you you hear that, but one of the interesting things, it's always interesting when we have a wet quali, and it can kind of toss the field up a little bit. It seems like in this case it didn't really affect the qualifying too much, but as we understood it, it was supposed to clear up a little bit towards the end. Were you expecting that you might be able to run that final run, go out on the slicks, or did you think that it was going to be all intermediates the entire session?
Well, Jeff was constantly in my ear, yelling at me that the session is drying up. But before my last run, I think I went out with 4 or so minutes left, so I can get 2 good laps in. And the deltas were not changing whatsoever, so I'm just like, alright, I'm just gonna risk it, try and increase my lap time by a little bit, and if it rains, or if it switches to a bit of a drier track, then I'll start from a bit further back, and I'll have a good set of soft tires to start on.
Yeah. Regardless, I know you might be a little bit frustrated with the result, but still a great race. P2, that's good for you in that 3-way battle that you're in for second place in the driver's standing. So a big congrats on your podium here tonight. Mike, is there anything that you want to add for Adam?
Congrats on another podium. I know you're frustrated with the second, but I don't think you should be disappointed in your performance. Drove really well tonight, just obviously fell a little bit short. And I think, man, you're going to have a tough battle with Joseph, and I hope you're excited, because I know Stu and I are. So, yeah, looking forward to the rest of the season, and congrats.
Yep, thank you very much. See you guys next week.
We will talk to you next week, hopefully, Adam. Moving on to our race winner here tonight, and a familiar face for many of us here, and that is Joseph, of course. Another race win under your belt here. You had some good battles there with Adam as the race was running on. It looked, you picked up a 3 second time penalty there, just a little bit past the halfway point in the race, um, and it really looked like at that point, like, okay, it's game on between you two. But Adam had a little bit of a moment there, dropped back a bit, and that was kind of it in terms of the race. Walk us through your British Grand Prix.
Start on the mediums. Adam pulled away as soon as that virtual safety car ended at the beginning, so I was kind of feeling in trouble a little bit, but I caught back up to him once his soft started to die off. I made a pass, and then he instantly pitted, and he came back out. Or when I came back out from my pit stop, I was about, I'd say, 2.5 seconds behind, but I closed it in one lap just on those fresh softs. And I honestly think I was in trouble. He was sticking with me, like, right on me the whole time. I had almost 0 ERS because I was trying so hard to push the gap. And it's so hard to charge here if you just use a little bit at the beginning of the straight, it just screws you over. So I was really low because I wasn't using it right. And I think if he doesn't spin there, I think I'm in trouble towards the end of the race. But, sometimes that's what happens.
Yeah, sometimes those battles don't quite unfold the way that I'm sure we would have enjoyed to see that, and I'm sure it would have been a bit more enjoyable for you as well to have that fun little battle at the end. But one of the things that I asked Adam was the decision to start on the softs instead of the mediums. You opted to start on the mediums instead of the softs. What is your reasoning behind that? And I guess at the end of the day, you probably think that was the better decision.
Well, I know in my testing they're about the same pace, but that was after like a qualifying on those tires. So I figured I'd be on the fresh mediums. It'd be a little easier maybe to keep up. And my plan was just to stay in the DRS, which kind of worked because I caught back up to him a couple laps later in the race. So I just wanted to stick in the DRS, and I knew once I came out of my pit stop, I'd probably be a little behind, but it should have been an easy pass. And the pace on those brand new sauce was just so good around here. So when I came out, it was super easy to close the gap, but I don't know if I would do it again just because the end of the race, I think Adam has me there, but I don't know.
Interesting. Well, regardless, you wound up pulling out the victory here today. You're already a large lead in the drivers' standings. Do you think before the end of the season we're going to see you crack that wheel out for a race again and see if you can win a race on the wheel?
I think I will. We'll see where I'm at towards the end, because I might even have just a couple free races technically. Someone suggested a last to first challenge, so I thought that might be fun.
Well, we'll have to hold our breath as the season runs on and see how that winds down. Mike, do you have anything that you want to add for Joseph?
First of all, congratulations. Continue to say I think we're starting to see a trend with the race winner in that Williams, and you being pretty much like another driver we've had around here. But yeah, you mentioned closing that gap back up to Adam in the first stint, and just talk me through how difficult that was, or how hard you had to push, because you that was really critical to your strategy, knowing you had to be as close to him as possible for you to take advantage of that softer set in the second stint.
I wouldn't say I pushed really hard. I always kind of just push around the same, just unless I really need to push. So I was just driving because I didn't even expect to close up to him. I was just gonna try and take that second half of the race on those softs. So I don't know if he either lost pace or if it was just solely the tires. It could have just been the tires. There was a crossover point, and I just had better pace on them.
And very well might have been the case, but regardless, we know that who had the pace at the end, and that was you, Joseph. A big congratulations here on yet another victory, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Alrighty, so Mike, that is going to wrap up our coverage here from Silverstone for the 7 o'clock division. Make sure to stay tuned in 40 minutes time when we will be headed back around here for the 9 o'clock division of the U.S. Regionals. The Monday division, of course, contests this track tomorrow night, followed up on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings with the European Regional running. Mike, do you know if there's F2 here this week?
There is.
There is F2, so we do have racing on every day of the week here, as you'll have some F2 coverage on Friday, and ultimately wrapping up with the National Division on the weekend. So stay locked and loaded onto the TNE YouTube channel for all that action. But for now, on behalf of Mike and myself, thank you for tuning in tonight, and we will talk to you next week.